What's up, man?
What's good? Neighbor love.
Going down. We got Neil Fisher, Elway together, and Sarah Emma Shaw, man. They're gonna turn it up. So, and yeah, if you haven't check out their flyer, we're gonna be posting it later on. Make sure you support, local artists. Some big things. Make sure you drop a comment. Questions, any questions you have for our guests. We got Ivone with Eberdil Skincare, and y'all, she got a story to share.
It's good to be back.
It's crazy, right? Because we got to know each other over social media briefly, and we're in the midst of moving here, so we're like, can you hold out for us? And we'll definitely set it up and get it going, and here we are. And come to find out, they're related. Adortigo Bye. Shout out to Adortigo Bye.
Shout out to the clan, though.
Yeah, hey. What's up, TTalks?
Shout out from the UN line.
Always tuning in, man. We out here. We in
Belau.
Shout out to you out in Cali. Shout out to Mas. Shout out to Jamalin.
Everybody tuning in.
I love the little man over Nararu.
Baby time out. He's pulling all the lights and everything. So we're trying to train him.
We got Toph in the building.
Make sure y'all are on the lookout for the little homie Toph. That one Belau and homie out of Arizona.
Yep.
It is.
But yeah, man, we just happy to be back. Shout out to Sister Kern for letting us know you need to get a booster. If you're on island, you need to get that booster to get that fast internet.
Extender, booster.
Internet connection. Yeah, but
boost it up.
Setting up shop. Who else we got, man? Guys, if you want to shout out or you just want to ask a question in regards to content or directly to our guests, reach out, comment, or message us on the side. If you know anybody that you'd like to be on the show, definitely, yes, send them our way. Because we're trying to get people booked up. Hey, what's up? We got Yem, Louisiana.
Hey, Charles in the building.
Yeah.
Shout out to bro, that's family.
Shout out to Oli, all the way up in the Pacific Northwest. Shout out to you. It is now 1:53. It's now 1:53, y'all. You already know this is the green room. And before we take it a little further, it's highly advised by my mom to let y'all know that Shira and I tested negative. Okay.
We are good.
So no matter what you heard, we are negative. We are COVID free. All right. But we just been keeping a low profile because we've been away for so long. We're just trying to spend time with our family. But we'll be linking up soon. So
Day quarantine, but we on 2 weeks, y'all. Just to be sure.
For real.
But it's all good, though. It's all love. And what I'm saying, if you have any questions about our flight here and everything, please feel free to ask us. We'll give you the full details. That way, there's no, if, buts, or maybe. Yeah.
It's definitely
clear the air. You know what I mean?
It was definitely a hassle. Just know you guys need to test the 72 hours before you're leaving Honolulu. Okay, keep that in mind. Otherwise, you're gonna get stuck there, and hopefully, you have some family. Shout out to Essie, who was holding it down, gave me a place to stay while I was out there for a week. And
shout out to Big Brother Saul too.
Yes, and all our 11 luggages, because we literally hold our life over. Yep. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Del. Shout out to
Melil Feristan.
And Maave and Feristan Milil. Who else? Shout out to Auntie Colleen. Thank you,
It's been
guys.
a journey. It's been a journey home, but traveling is definitely crazy today. But just make sure y'all stay safe.
Yep. Make sure you sanitize, wear the mask. Can't practice social distancing. And yeah, just take care of yourself, man.
So what we got? What we got?
So today, y'all, we have a special guest tuning in all the way from Indiana on Central Time, guys. I'm so excited that she was down even to take a nap and come on so she can be alive and just
energy.
in it. And she's here fully ready to go. We want to give it up to Ivone Mullins of Eberdil Skincare. So please,
Yeah.
don't have he's doing verbal sound effects this time.
We're still getting set up. So.
Yes, guys. What's up now?
I'm gonna do a drum roll over here.
All right.
Introduction.
All right. So help us welcome Ivone Mullins of Eberdil Skincare.
You guys are adorable. Hello to my new cousin or my cousin that I've just met. Hey.
Clan.
Yes. It's crazy. And you were saying earlier that Stoon had came through. Stoon and Shelly came through to visit.
Family.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Hey,
we got
Guy.
We got Mr. Now Guy in the building.
Link up
so
soon,
yes,
bro.
I'll be back. So we got 4 minutes till we really get into it, but I think we can start off with some light introductions. You want to tell anybody who's just getting to know you for the first time via the interwebs? Los Entacle, me kangal care.
Ali, ang Clara Ivan. So my name is Ivone. Really, Palauan was my first language. I grew up in Belau. I was about, let's say, turning 1, and my mother gave birth to me here in Indiana. And then right before I turned 1, she took me back to Belau. And so her name is Lucia Rito. And she was actually a law enforcement officer for like 17 years.
Okay.
She worked there for a while too after she left Saipan. But so she took me back there. So I learned the culture, a lot about the culture in Belau. Went to Koror Elementary School. My favorite part. My favorite part about Belau really was growing up with my grandma in Hollywood.
Hollywood. Shout out to Hollywood. It's down the street.
And so, moving here, I moved back here to the States when I was turning 12, and my language kind of faded, which I'm really sad about because I didn't have anyone to really talk to. My dad's American, and he was in the Navy. That's how he met my mother. Apparently, he went over there. He was in the Navy with a Palauan. He went over there because he wanted to try some herbs. And so that's how he ended up there. And his story, he saw my mom walking on the beach with a basket on her head. I don't know. I mean, it just sounds like a movie. And fell in love. And so that's how it came about.
And nice. That is like Surat, like a Surat type story. Walking on the sand with the basket on her head. So you said you were 12 when she moved you back out to Indiana?
Yeah, I hadn't seen my dad since I was in second grade, and we were doing some sort of project where we were to talk about our dads, and I haven't seen him since I was 4. So we found him, and then my mom sent me back here, and so I've been back and forth, and then I went back and forth, back and back. So 15 years of my life was raised on the islands, and the rest is here in the States, and I'm 35.
Nice. Good mix. Like, a lot has changed, but not really. Still somewhat the same. Well, one thing Shiro can say if you want to share, because we went swimming earlier today, and I think one of the things we noticed is that not as much sea life in the grass beds.
It's not the same no more. Like growing up out here and then moving to the States, coming back is like it's not the same because of the climate change, I guess, global warming. We can see it. We don't really know what's going on, but I can definitely see changes out here that's not the same. The water is much warmer than it was before. It's crazy. Even the old people, I mean, the elders out here are telling us the same thing. It's like the water's changing. So, like, it's definitely not the same around here.
Come back soon. Come back soon. And
Help
we can come together and do something. Can you share a little bit about, what inspired you to pursue the soap making and let's just say your brand, your array of products. What kind of inspired you to get into that? Something you guys were doing when you grew up on the island, or like the ingredients you use, something particular to home that you grew up with, and that's what you use in your products? Like, how did that come about, making it a brand?
So my son Tristan, he's 5 now, and he had eczema when he was a baby. He was still in diapers. He had eczema right before he turned 1. His pediatrician was recommending steroid cream, and I looked at her, and at that time I just got into essential oils. So I looked at her and I said, "I'm going to invent something to get rid of it." She looked at me like I was crazy. And so I through trial and error and a lot of research. I went to college. I got my degree in business administration. So we did a lot of research, and we had to, have valid sources, a lot of it. So I made sure to have really good valid sources. And so through all of that research, I combined a bunch of ingredients together, and I just remembered this one ingredient, which was tamano oil. And I remember growing up in Belau, my grandma, when she always sold food at the market. So she'd send us little kids. I'm like, child labor, right? Send us little kids off to go catch the coconut crab, and it was the best child labor, call it whatever, like the best thing I've ever had.
It was fun.
Growing up, yes, better than what my kids do nowadays on tablets. So she would send us off, and anyways, I got do you remember, they're called grasses, right? And I can't recall what the American, I don't know what the American name is. Yeah, so I just remember they're grasses, and I got attacked by them. They're in my armpit. They like to hang out in like the warmest part of the body. Yes, and I was a little girl, and I was just scratching like crazy. And I remember my grandma made this remedy, and it was like a rough kind of like a seeded plant, and then she mixed it with tamano oil, and she would just rub it all over me, and I was able to like cope with it and not itch so much, because literally getting attacked by those things, you can't even speak. Awful. Worst thing ever. And then like with eczema, my son would scratch, and he would wake up, he would bleed constantly throughout the night, like 2 to 3 times a night. And it's really heartbreaking to watch that. Watch your baby go through something like that. So that's all I can remember was like, all right, I have to put that tamano oil in the recipe, to make something. And sure enough, his eczema using it's called Relief, which I sent you guys some sticks of it, right? And you guys use it for the mosquito bite.
I'll see back down.
He's taking off.
You get him? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and can I just speak on this? Thank you for sending us a sample, because I actually, when I got it when it arrived in Chico, I did get attacked by some mosquitoes.
She gets attacked a lot.
Like literally, like within hours, like it was just like the redness already went away and the bump was going down. So you were saying about the releasing.
So that's the remedy I came up with. That's how Eberdil skincare started. Was without that's
nice.
The really. So it's my number one seller. And so within a couple of months, his eczema was gone. I was consistent. I used it 2 to 3 times a day. I minimized his dairy intake. His dairy, like really, I noticed caused this inflammation, sugar too. And it's hard because he was, at that time I stopped nursing, and he was on formula, and all formula pretty much have dairy in it. Right. So I was able to get rid of it. And so I did a before and after picture of his back. Nice. And I posted on social media, and I just started getting like can you make that for me? Can you make? And I'm like, sure. And so within the last, it's been, like for 5 years, but it hasn't. With having 3 kids and they're all like 2.5 years apart. I have a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 7-year-old. It's hard. And anyway, but it's grown, and that's basically that number one product that has helped do that. And so it went from that product. I think I have like over 14 different types of products now.
Nice.
And that's like it's like your newest part. It's everything. It's not just eczema. Like you don't have to have eczema to use it. You can use it as a chapstick. You can use it for bug bites, owie, scratches, burns. Like if you burn yourself in the kitchen, use it. Scars.
Oh, my sister needs
Yes.
Like anything. It's like I've even had people TMI like use it for hemorrhoids. Especially when you give birth as a mom too. We kind of like I've experienced that, I'm not gonna lie. It just helps heal so much. So started from that, then cold press soaps, which I make charcoal, different types of soaps. And then there's also face moisturizer I make. I love that tamanu oil. I threw that in the face moisturizer as well. And it's such an amazing, powerful oil that's really great for healing skin skin irritants. And you don't have to have a skin issue to use it. It's just for anything really. You can use it as like a face
skincare. Yeah, it's definitely skincare. All of it, all the top ones.
That's so cool that one, that's the main ingredient is something local to Palau, and then on top of that, it just like it says right here, it for itchy, irritated skin, eczema, rash, bug bites, chapped cheeks, burns, scrapes, lips, and more. Did you ever ask how they knew that this particular oil was like, is that something that was passed down like orally? Like, they just knew about it. Like your grandma's generation just knew.
Right. I think it's just something our ancestors knew about, and just kind of like, here you go. And the greatest part about like Mama Yosao is like when I would get sick, she would boil some leaves in a pot, and then like we would have like whatever and you'd breathe it in. So like all of that natural, part of life was already instilled in me growing up as a child. So I guess like that's probably what stems off of what I'm
healing
doing now. Yes. But you don't have to go to college to get that. It's just part of like growing up.
Culture.
You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy part. It's like we've seen it growing up, and we come out to the stage and we're like, wait, what? We've been doing this back home. Like the elders. That's so crazy.
Yeah. So tamanu oil, is that something that you get that is available to you out in Indiana?
Okay, so it's available online. It's available all over, but it's not Palau tamanu oil. Tamanu oil only grows on the Pacific Ocean, or it's a tree, right? And oh my gosh, growing up, we would take those balls off the tree and we would throw it at each other as little kids, like it was fun, and that hurts. And literally, we know that was like a medicine for our skin. But so I get it from Palau. My cousin Smitawong Stefana, she makes it, so I get it from her because I like to go straight up to the source, because a lot of things that are sold online have been altered, diluted,
right.
And I don't trust it.
Right,
I like to make sure I go straight to the source. I like to get top-notch, high-quality, high-end ingredients that I know have no chemicals, no fragrance in it. A lot of things like tamanu oil can have fragrance in it that you're buying, So I know that at least coming from Palau is straight up the best.
Right. And tampered, and no additives, no products to help the shelf. So, the tamanu oil, you said you got it from Smirmong Stebanus. You want to share what role she plays in Eberdil skincare?
Right. How did it come to be?
Yeah, she helps so much. She actually created, so she went to school for marketing, and for basically designs. So she created my brand. She came up with the name Eberdil, and then she created the logo, and that's actually supposed to be a leaf that she created. So pretty, isn't it? And then, well, yeah, she's a pro. I was so I when I saw her final creation, I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
I
right. Like
myself tremendously. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to figure, like what to do with your brand, reach out to her because she's awesome. She knows what she's doing. She's great. I mean, she gets detailed and she takes her time, which I like. I don't. I've learned now at 35, rushing is not really the best thing to do with anything. And she doesn't rush through things. She gets, she critiques everything and she does like the survey, sends it out to all, the clients and gets feedback and then goes from there. So yeah, she's really good. And she has a tomato oil too.
Find the right product for the people. Yeah, I said they decide. We just produce.
Right.
That's dope. That's dope. So she's back here on the island, right?
Yes.
So if you're out there, we can come in for you next. So
come in to interview you.
we gotta get you on there. Oh yeah, look that less.
Shout out to Melia Quad. She said when you were mentioning the steaming leaves, she was like, "Yeah, blue steaming."
Is that what it is? Or like, was it the shoot like when you start bleeding? Is it the butternut leaf that they put on your
the kabuy.
Stop you from bleeding.
Stop bleeding, bleeding,
Stop the hiccups. Hiccups if you put it on the forehead.
Yeah.
Leilin Shiro said, "Are
hey,
referring to the process of creating your.
That's the
your
sis right there.
Yep.
We part of the same clan. Oh man, we need a reunion. We need a family reunion. Oh man.
We got Julie asking how to order. I'm gonna get to that, but if you want to share where your products are available,
just Eberdil.com. EBERDIL.com. That'll take you straight to my website. Yep.
What is your most kind of going back to the backstory part, but what's your most fondest memory of growing up in Palau? Because you said you were here for 15 years, and
hanging out with my cousins, all my cousins. As Palau. My mom, I believe, was one out of 12, and so there was a lot of cousins, and basically going to so in by my grandma's house, there's you just walk to the beach or go to a place called Antigua. Oh my gosh, that was like so fun. Have you guys heard of it? Antigua?
Yeah.
And then climbing the butternut trees or trying to climb the butternut trees. My brother was more with that. And the coconut trees. And then going to the beach a lot with my mom. Those were the greatest memories. I'm like, I just want to take my kids there to do all that.
I know. As soon as we came here, I was like, we going to the beach because, like, in Cali, there's so many people at the beach. So we were like, oh, man.
And it's cold. It's cold.
That is cold. I was like,
you can do toes in, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we came straight to hotel so we can have access to the water all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's where to be.
They're living in paradise. You're living in paradise, and then you move here, and they're like, "What are you doing here?"
Exactly. Common question. What are you doing in this parts of the world? Can you tell us about your experience with bringing business together and just the startup? You can summarize, but kind of like what were the steps that you had to take to get your product packaged and ready for consumption by
YouTube. YouTube.
And that's so true. Anything got a YouTube University.
Yeah, no, right? Seriously, YouTube University. That's good. I like
That's where
that
we go
one.
to school.
Oh yeah, it's like how do I make it?
Literally all the how to's. Like it's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Melia said, Tik, is that by all? The older folks always tell you to dye big toe.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's it.
For sure. Okay.
Oh, that's Shelly. Shout
Oh, hi,
out.
Celine.
um, YouTube was one of your resources. What does it take to be able to get? Like, is this something that you have to get FDA approved, or
No,
like how does
not.
it work with healthcare or skincare products?
FDA doesn't. You don't really have to get anything really FDA approved, not unless you're like really like getting to patent something, or you really want to become a million billionaire. And I
Mass
don't
production.
there to do that. I just want to live comfortably with my children and share my what I'm good at doing, and that's making and sharing really. A lot of things. What it comes down to is sharing. And in business, like we can't just expect to like get in. Like for me, like I didn't expect to get in and then that was it. I'm gonna make a ton of money. Like
Yes.
I have to work hard, I have to invest, and I have to give a lot more. And I wasn't expecting to make money within the first 3-4 years. Now at like 5 years later, it's starting to be profitable. So like that's where it's like we just gotta just keep focusing, just keep going, just move forward. If whatever, like just because it works for like I would say a lot of the products works for 90 something percent of those who order it. But there's that percentage that it doesn't. And then it's like that percentage, I don't let it discourage me because I'm making it I'm looking at it more of doing it for those that it's working for. I have those that are relying on me for that. So it's not giving up. It's just going, keep trying new different things. And when it comes to making things, I'm very I'm like a perfectionist. If it doesn't work for somebody or something doesn't work for somebody, I'm like, what about this ingredient or that ingredient? Like I'm always trying to find a different solution for that.
That's what's up. I know, because they feel like everybody's different, and it's kind of like how perfume would work. Not everybody's gonna smell the same because it also depends on like what's going on internally. So, oh, speaking of which, I just got a mosquito bite. So let me get some of this real quick.
Oh, you gotta apply it here so they can see. That's how you do it.
There
And
you
it
go.
smells so good. Like growing up, we had off all the time. Like that was one of the main things everybody had, and like I never liked the smell. This one is really nice and pleasant. Like, would you recommend if they're trying out your products for the first time to go with the relief stick, or is there another product that you would really like us to try out?
Yes, definitely like if you have a child who's having eczema or whatever and you want to try it out, try the relief stick. The relief stick doesn't really cover much, especially with eczema, because eczema, if you're getting it in like on your back, on your legs, and you would want to use, because I have the relief available in 2 ounce, 4 ounce, and a 7.5 ounce. And so like my 7.5 ounces, they not only just have they don't have eczema. They so I have older men and women that buy the 7.5 ounce, and that's because like their skin, as you get older, it tends to weaken, and then it's very fragile. So like when you run into things, it bruises easily. It cuts. So they use that on a daily basis, and it strengthens their skin. And their dermatologists, and they're like, just keep using it. It's clearly working. So it strengthens their skin, and they're not as fragile. So that's where the bigger jars are to cover more. Now the reason I made the relief stick was so that others try it out. And I like to make sure that, it's something that they can invest to if it works, and they can go ahead and get the jar or
The big
ones.
yeah.
Like,
I always,
a lot of nephews and nieces in the States that have like eczema. It's
It
really
should be a
big with the
thing,
kids.
like
Yeah.
kids.
Kids
Very-
and adults. Yeah.
yeah,
Like, I've known like aunties that couldn't figure it out. They try to use all these creams,
The
and it never
steroid
works.
creams, and then that just adds on to different,
Side effects.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing about steroid creams, so I follow not only that, but I like to follow people who are experiencing, like, that use steroid creams, that have used it since they were babies, and now they're, say, 25, 30 years old, and what their skin is like and what it's done for them. And a lot of them are like, stay away from steroids.
Right.
Because they're like, and I like to learn from those who are going through it. You know what I mean? Not somebody who says this, but they've never been through it. But they have that degree, but they've never been through it. Like,
Right.
I really like to learn from people through it. So it's really sad to see what they're going through. I mean, they like, sometimes they'll have like just like little tiny marks for psoriasis.
Yeah.
And then they'll get on the steroid cream, and like 65-75% of their body ends up getting covered. And if they stop, oh my gosh, they go through like a steroid withdrawal. It's so sad. Like, just watching what they go through.
So, do you have any customers or any reviews of anybody who has chronic eczema and has used your products? Because I do have some family members that I'm thinking of. Definitely want to send them your way. But is it like really like a case by case basis, or is that typically something that you would recommend, like people who have chronic eczema, to try it out? Like, when I say chronic, I mean like on the face, on the arms, especially on the hands. And so, like, sometimes, like, the skin is so tender. There will be times when my cousin, he couldn't even, like, he'll be like, I just gotta stay home for because when it gets hot, it gets more inflamed and irritated.
Well, if you go to Eberdil.com, there's a bunch of reviews that you can read off of. There's a ton of reviews there too, about the relief. But yeah, when it's severe, definitely the 7.5-ounce jar of relief. I always recommend the smooth skin bundle, because it comes with a cold press soap, and then comes with a stick, and then it comes with a 2-ounce relief too as well.
Okay,
then,
smooth skin bundle, you said?
Yes. And the thing about eczema, or like, I mean, it's just better to stay away from anything that has fragrance anyways in general, and chemicals. And the thing with eczema is, you want to change your detergent, use a more of a natural. Hi, baby. Hi.
It's another interviewer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Ivone. Say hi.
It's Auntie. Okay, sorry, go grab him.
Yeah, no, saying that the chronic eczema, definitely recommending the you said smooth skin pack
Bundle, yeah.
Smooth skin bundle.
Yeah. So with the detergents, like, I recommend like 7th Generation. It's a detergent, 7th Generation, and then there's another one, Echo's brand. But always avoid using anything that has fragrance. Stay away from the word fragrance. Fragrance is not good for the skin at all.
That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back up there. NT asked, does this cream help with like cracking in the hand?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I guess I skin.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and you want to be consistent with it. You want to use it like 1 to 2 times, at least 2 times a day, when you're like first starting, and your skin irritant is, not as comfortable as you would like it to be, but you want to use it twice a day until you feel like, okay, I can use it once a day. So, like,
kind of take it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Guys, make sure you guys check out her shop, Eberdil.com. We got the Smooth Skin Bundle, which you said comes with the cold press soap. So does the soap have the tamano oil in there too?
No, the soap does not. The soap has tea tree.
Tea tree.
It's a cold press soap with tea tree. So it's cold press soap. So it's got coconut oil, olive oil, and then you got your tea tree, and then it has sodium hydroxide. I know it sounds scary, but it's not. So basically, what happens is it has to go into the process of making soap in order to harden it, and then after 5 weeks, it sits for 5 weeks before it can be used. So after I make it, it sits for 5 weeks on a rack and it rests, and then that's when the sodium hydroxide basically dissipates, like it's never there.
Nice.
So yeah.
We have here. There, she has a belly butter for scars and stretch marks. Exfoliate, Himalayan scrub that exfoliates and rejuvenates youthful skin. I see the skin protector squeeze bottle. What is that?
So that is basically protects your skin from the sun. It's made with natural ingredients that are high in SPF. Yeah, FDA, like that's sunscreen. It's more of like it has to be FDA approved to be called sunscreen. So it's called
skin protector. Nice tricks of the trade.
Like
that. Nah, you gotta
maneuver around.
maneuver.
We have some people that were asking. Okay, let me go back because now there's two people. We had Shelly and we had Melia asking if you have hair products and or perfume, any kind of perfume or body mist coming along. Melia also gave you some props. She was like, what did she say? Miss Yvonne's curls be popping. Hopefully hair products come out soon. So do you have anything in the works or is there a remedy you can share?
I have a shampoo bar right now, which is the only thing I use in my hair. I don't use any other hair product. Like no mousse, no nothing, just the shampoo bar. So what I do is I wash my hair and I take that shampoo bar and I just right here on my hair in the shower, and then until to the point where I can put my fingers through it, and then I get out while it's soaking wet, and I just scrunch it up.
Yep.
Scrunch it up.
Natural.
No towel, no nothing, and then that's it.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Does the towel do something to it? That's what you're saying. Towel is that perfect?
I think it doesn't. It might cause our hair to be more frizzier, but it's not good when you have curly hair.
Curly hair.
Yeah, that I know. Like it messes up with the curls.
There you go. Just the shampoo bar and running the hands through with water.
Yeah, in the shower and then just
scrunch it up.
All right, so Melia and Shelly, you go check out her website and get that shampoo bar.
And then
also seeing the honey bar with oats, and that's something I was gonna ask because I feel like the more Western remedy for eczema was like oatmeal, everything grew up on Ivone and stuff like that. What is your take on that? Is it like, because I do see you have the honey oat bar, but I don't see that on everything else. Is that preference, or do you know anything about it? Like tamanu always over oatmeal.
That's a good one. I love that soap is by far one of my favorite. Any of the soaps I have, you can literally use as a shampoo bar.
As a shampoo bar?
Yeah.
Nice.
Much. All my kids were just, when they were all of them little, that's all I washed their hair with was the shampoo, the soap that's in their entire body as well.
That's what we need. We need more natural stuff for our hair, skin. Because everything is toxic basically. But
yeah, and I'm always thinking like everything we put on our scalp, like in the shampoo,
over time.
Directly
our
large intestine, right, into our bloodstream. So that's where I was like, ooh, like I had no idea about all this stuff until I researched, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like past the baby Johnson.
Right.
True. It's like people just went for the brand. It's like, oh, it's just the brand. They don't even care what's in it. It's just a brand name, brand name.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Like if we really took the time, like we turned the label around and we like research every single word that we cannot pronounce, we would not be putting it on our skin. And to find out like what it is exactly. Fragrance, I believe there's like 3,000 ingredients in the word fragrance, and it doesn't have to be disclosed.
Ooh, what?
Yeah.
So they just might get the ones that you.
Yeah, that's what I found out through Dr. Ox. He wrote an article about it. I like really reading a lot of. He's a natural doctor. His name is Dr. and then AXE. If you want to know more about like anything natural, yeah, he's definitely a really good source to
definitely look into that more. Because like we're out here, so we're trying to like figure out how do we start making natural or using natural stuff. Because it's time to let it all go.
Yeah, sometimes we'll have to resort, like if we didn't have, like right now we don't use any kind of products. We just have the little spritz bottle with some tea tree oil, some lemongrass. But shoot, if you have some, like we're gonna have to link up with Smirmon so we can get some of that tomato oil, add to it. But we'll definitely be looking out for your website so we can just go with what you've already tested
package
out.
We need a care package.
Yeah.
Well, I will mail you a care package. Just message me.
For sure.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we have a photo shoot and everything. A Pantene commercial type deal.
Oh, that's what we need.
Toph was asking, do you make these products like literally in home, or do you have a your shop that you know go and create all of your all 14 of your products?
Yes, at home.
Nice. So how do you do that with 3 kids? Can I ask? Can I just throw it out there?
It's gotten easier over time. It has gotten easier, time management really. And now that they are in school, it's even easier. So all 3 of them are in school. So then I work during the day. And then they go to their dad's house every other weekend. And then they go there a midweek overnight. So when they're there, I'm hustling and working. And then I stay up sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Of course, that the good child labor.
I know. I told my son, my oldest son, he's 7. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I told him, I said, once I start getting busier, you're gonna learn how to wrap some soap because I wrap them with wax paper. You know, I'm like, you're gonna have to learn how to do this. And I told him, I'm like, I'll pay you, and he was all excited about it. He's like, yeah. Like so. Each soap, I kind of want to, the cold press soaps, I wrap them with wax paper. So cold press soaps, they act like a sponge. So when you're out at the store and you see cold press soaps just laying around, not wrapped, you got to think they act like a sponge. So they're sucking up everything in the environment, right? And then on top of it, like that's how my head always thinks. Like I get like really, it gets crazy. So like even think about it, like when you see soaps that are shrink wrap, think about it, you gotta use a heating gun to shrink wrap it. So then all those fumes, so my head's like, okay, so all that plastic fumes is going directly.
No, for real.
Like, yeah, that can't be good. And so my mind was like, it went like, okay, so then if I wrap them with wax paper, so I individually wrap each one of them. So yeah, my children need to start learning how to wrap.
So made with love, handmade with love. That's extra care. Could have easily been like, okay, we just need to get the line going. But
yeah, everybody's trying to pack everything and sell it.
That's something to be appreciated.
A lot of love.
So we definitely have to try that. Melia said, love it. This is perfect. Also, if you're trying to become a minimalist, she loves how you had you said the soap bar can also be the shampoo bar as well. Do you have any new products that you're working on at the moment?
So I want to come up with a face serum, which will be tomato oil.
Oh, wait.
And then I want to include. I had this like weird, it was like a burn mark that just out of nowhere on my leg. It was so weird. It lasted. It was there for like 3 weeks, and I used this remedy, and it got rid of it. But it's tamanu oil, and then frankincense, and then I put manuka, and then there's lavender. So, and then it's also, those ingredients are great for the face. So like, like oils can go a very long way. So it's going to be like that's my next invention. It's going to be like in a dropper. So basically you like you drop your fingertip or whatever, and then that's your face creams. And then you can use it on like, other skin irritants or wounds or whatever.
Okay. So you said it looked like a burn and was there for weeks. Okay, so I've had this for like a year and a half, I think. Do you have anything, or does the release stick work for something like how I go and I want to like, maybe put something on it for the discoloration or something? Because it didn't become, what's the term, a row. It's like tight and like thin, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was basically in the process getting started to make tama, and the oil was too hot and my batter was cold, so when I dropped it, a bomb exploded in the kitchen.
It was a bomb.
And this is the result. It wraps around my arm and then a little bit up the shoulder.
So it's kind of, there's like a scar.
Yeah, it looks like a scar. It is a scar, I guess you can say, because
Yeah, so scars take time to heal, like diminish. It does really take time. I'll send you the smooth skincare bundle. I'll send you that, and then I'll go ahead and I'll send you like my new invention too as well.
All right, I gotta try
And
it out.
another thing for that cute baby, of course.
The only reason why, because like when we got burned, they basically gave my cousin, shout out to Lamau, she gave me some coconut oil mixed with some yay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's English word, and then tas oil. Wait, is that the same thing as tamanu?
Yeah.
The tamanu oil is tas, right?
Yeah.
So that's like, I didn't go to the hospital or nothing. Just straight up put that on here.
Home remedy.
No skin grafts or anything. So I was like, as soon as I get home, I have to figure out where they make this stuff. They were calling it Nestor oil. So, but I think it's the same thing, because you said it's the one that you would throw when we were kids, when we throw at the rock island.
All over Iraq too.
Yeah, the circle plant you're talking about, the circle ball. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On the tree. So like, yeah, that's literally like one of those circle things. It's like 2 drops that comes out of there.
What?
1 or 2. No. It's like tamanu.
Play baseball
Right?
on the beach.
Yeah.
For real.
So they take that and they press it to get the oil out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. 2 drops? I'm just thinking about how many times people play with that and just throw it around like that. And
We went swimming and it was just floating everywhere.
Like give you a bruise and then open it and help heal the bruise, right?
So what are I don't know if you can tell me if you already answered this, but what are some of the challenges, if any, and how did you overcome, as far as getting your product,
especially like skincare
recipe wise, or
just pushing it?
When I make something and it comes out wrong, but how do I overcome it? I just give it away. And then they're like, I think this better. And I'm like,
right. Like, what was the measurements on that one?
Right. But most, like trying to, I guess, like my biggest challenges still is doing everything and then the kids at the same time. So then it's like, okay, now I have to take a step back and then be like, okay, kids first, business later. That's my biggest challenges, and I still battle with that sometimes. But I always have to make sure, like, all right, kids first. So sometimes I feel like that's within anything in life too, with work and stuff. Because I know they're only so little for so strong, and then before I know it, they're going to be 18, 19, and then,
Right. It's that very precious time, but also it's like you got 4 babies because you got business and the 3 kids.
so then I'm
I
like,
give props. That's super well
yeah,
props right there. Especially if you're over there like hand wrapping all of the soaps with wax paper too, like attention to detail with balancing home life and the business life. Give you props, man.
and my
That's very
daughter always wants to help.
inspirational.
So then I'm like, okay, then you can help here, throw this away, like, so she helps me throw some garbage away. Like, I kind of like, okay, Yvonne, like, try to figure out things that she can do for you at her age to help.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have to, like, because I always try to, like, sometimes I forget, like, she's not at my level. Like, so I have to figure out what she can do to help me and feel like she's part of it too. So I'm training them. So, like, I'm like, all right, now you guys train them to be part of it too.
I like that. I like that. That's literally what we're trying to figure out. Like, how is this gonna work? We're just gonna put them everywhere, include them in everything. So, I'm glad you said that. Just I feel like it should always be the main thing, but also your business is what's gonna help them in the long run, right? That's what is helping
Yeah,
them. So, it's like the balance, finding the
right.
balance.
Yeah.
Um. So, is there anything you want to leave with us before we wrap it up? I don't know, maybe what you love most about what you do, and maybe 3 things, 3 tools that you can pass on to anybody interested in becoming an entrepreneur in the arena of just products.
Okay. What I love about what I do is helping others, educating others about natural ingredients, how there are much safer alternative opposed to other ingredients, long term wise too, and just in general for our kids, like our little ones, like it's important that to make sure that they're safe, their skins are safe, because a lot of these ingredients, toxic ingredients, are linked to like fertility, skin, like so much cancer. There's so many different things that's really harmful with all these like fragrance and parabens and all that stuff. As far as like wanting to become an entrepreneur, just do it. Wake up and do it. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't make excuses for yourself, and make a list. Like I need, that's my thing, is like I like to make a list and start checking them out. Write goals down, what it is that you want to accomplish in life. Don't ever let anybody put you down, because I've had people like didn't believe in me, put me down, and I did not listen to it. I just, it motivated me to want to succeed even more. So have a lot of faith in yourself. Always have faith in yourself and believe in yourself. And I honestly, at the end of it, like I wouldn't have done this. And I always say, like when I post and stuff, I always say we, because I put God involved in my business, and he's like the top guy in my business. So I always pray to him, and I always have him help me and guide me to help me make products. So like if I give anybody credit, it would be
That's how it should
First
be.
and foremost, always, when you include him, blessings come
oh
full
my
force,
goodness.
honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your life and a little bit about your company. I know some other people are also starting to come across your products, so if there's any way we can promote too, like when you have your giveaways, just send us your flyer, and we can also on social media let people know, and just get the word out there, because I think it's so cool, not only to see Blauen putting their products out like this, but also knowing that you have a direct connection in Blau that is helping source the
natural resource.
these natural ingredients, no additives. It's so cool.
You think my dad went to Wow, right?
Right?
For
And
that special herb.
yep, set eyes on a beautiful woman walking down the beach with the swallow on the head. That's so crazy. I love it. I love your story. I love what you're doing. Can't wait to try some of your other products. I see my mom on here. She's definitely interested because we grew up on these Western options. What's the brand names like Shura was saying before. So to go back and bring it back to the bare basics, like even
Essentials.
even your story, like Karasus. It started from Karasus. That's something that you were given to cure that, and then you took it and made it something, made it relevant, made it modern.
Service.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can help other
putting
people.
it out there. If it wasn't passed down from somebody's grandma, we're getting it from you. The OG.
No, for real. And it's crazy. Like, we spend all this money like looking everywhere, but it's right here at home.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
And we can actually really help others instead of adding whatever's already existing there.
Yeah, something readily available on island, and you guys don't have to test it out. Ivone is doing that right now, so make sure you go check out her products.
And we got the products too. So
we have actually, she sent us a couple of these testers.
So
yes, if you guys want to get your hands on these, message us on the side. But you gotta tag her in a post, let her know how what you used it for, and how you like that product. Right? We got the release stick. Got a couple. You sent us a couple of these, and then we also have the lip booster.
Yep, that was the older label because since I rebranded, it's more updated. It's more beautiful.
Ooh, for sure. We'll definitely get the newer ones.
Yes, gotta get an update. Is there anybody that you want to shout out before we sign off for the night for you? Any family, fellow entrepreneurs, and then if you can just drop your social media contacts and all your business info one time for the people.
Oh, just a huge thank you to my cousin Stefanis for helping me with the logo and the name Eberdil. And just thank you guys. Thank you. Appreciate you guys so much for doing this with me. Appreciate all of you.
Thank you for your patience.
I appreciate everybody who's watching. Really, really, truly appreciate you guys. And thank you.
All right. Well, we're gonna keep in touch for sure. We want to be part of the journey. So, like we were saying, send us the your the flyers you want us to promote. We can put
and then now we know we're family too. So say we're pushing every families and friends businesses. So we got a big family out here. So I'll let them know we gotta start buying our products.
All right. Make sure you guys message me your address. I'm gonna send you guys a bunch of relief sticks to give out there too as well.
Sorry, can you say that one more time? I kind of froze on that part.
Don't forget to message me your address so I can mail you your package.
Oh yes, for sure. I'm gonna have to try it out. Can't wait to see because this. Like I know that this was Palauan, ingredients, Palauan oils that help, eliminate a lot of the what you call the pink, the redness that people would typically get from this type of burn because it has a big bubble, big blister. So I'm excited to see what you have created and how that's gonna help with the scar.
And it's definitely overtime, so it's not like an overnight thing. So for everybody out there, it's like consistency, putting it on consistently,
applying,
overtime,
applying regularly. I think we have.
Layton had a question. I think she had a question about the name.
Oh yeah, Laylan Shura was asking about the name. Like, do you know specifically like why Eberdil was chosen? I have an idea, but I don't want to. If you want to go.
Well, I wanted something that related back to where my mother comes from, where part of me comes from. So I wanted to allow in the business. I wanted to allow in the business some sort of way, and that's how.
Represent.
The identity line.
And she's like, well, Eberdil means like one part of the plant, like the most important part, you know? And I'm like, that's it. And then Eberdil.com was not taken. So I'm like,
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's meant to be.
That's a happen.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, Aberdil, every time there was like Musel Aberdil lang arang, like the first, like the still little
The young
the
leaf.
beginning, the young young leaf. Thank you. It was like, what's the
the young
English?
kid.
I should know more pronounced, but yeah.
And it matches even with the logo, so elegant. It's just like you just get the vibe of
It's a pretty positive name for a product. Like, as soon as you hear it, you're like, well, I don't even know what that means, but
I know. And I told my cousin, I was like, I wanted to wear, like, when you put the logo on a shirt, you're like,
shirts. Ooh,
You know?
Oh, yes.
Shirts come in?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of make them for fun. I just give them away. Like I don't try to make a clothing business out of it, but it's more just like promoting. Like here you go, you know,
Exactly.
like all the corn, the people that play bags and stuff. I'm like, here, you know, like you want a shirt, you know, I'll give you a shirt because you have like, let's see, like 40, 50 people showing up to a tournament. So then that's like 40 eyes on a shirt, you
Guerrilla
know.
marketing.
On the brand.
Okay, because people were asking about shirts. Like, how can they get a shirt? So, if you want to get a shirt,
I was trying to get Shelly to make them because she's making shirts. So I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah, we gotta get Shelly's food on. Totally forgot. I just seen y'all Instagram, so I'll be ready.
Yeah. Yeah, you get her.
Yeah. Everybody coming out here. We gotta push each other. That's the only way we can really get a solid, network going on. Is everybody supporting each other and sharing everybody's work and
for real.
truly believe.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you guys. I appreciate you.
One last thing, Toph said, Eberdil is the pure and untainted young leaves.
Ooh, yeah.
On point. Shout out to Toph.
Man, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of TTalks with your girl Keekz.
And Bfolk.
Yes, and our special guest, Ivone Mullins. Eberdil Skincare. So make sure you check it out, eberdil.com and at Eberdil Skincare on social media. Can they also reach out to you directly if they friends with you on Facebook? And
oh yes, even if you're not or whatever, just be friends with me and just send me a message if you have any questions. Send me a message. Don't be afraid. And all questions are great questions. So
True that.
thank you so much. I know it's getting late over there. Definitely don't want to keep you any longer, but please let's stay in touch.
Stay connected.
all right, sounds good to me.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Sulam.
Maril.
Oo, pamaril. Naigong ba't pamaril?
Yeah. Till next time.
All right. Peace. Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys so much. We are excited to be back. It took a lot to get this show rolling. So we just want to say thank you to all the fams who help us put this together. Shout out to Kern and Kyosh for the booster setup. Yes.
Teamwork, dreamwork.
Shout out to Delegate Gibson and Elsie for letting us use the living room. We out here, Limang. Yeah. And just real quick before we sign off, if you didn't tune in the beginning, we just want to let you guys know, sure, negative. All right, we're COVID free, but we're keeping a low profile as we get to spend some time with family, which we all should be doing, right? So make sure you practice social distancing, wear a mask, and if you're sick, just stay home. Don't
stay
spread
sanitized.
that and sanitize. All right, peace out. Till next time, guys. Cheese.